So for tip number 11, we're going to talk about mind memory. Even if you practiced a million hours and your fingers know the pattern and your ear knows the pattern, your mind needs to know what comes next as well. So for me, I really need to know my first note after there's a rest. Like I need to know the first note of the song, because your ear can't just call it up out of nowhere because it doesn't have any reference. So I need to know what note I start on, and my mind just has to know that. And after like a rest, I need to know what note I come in on. So that's just like my brain needs to know it. And then in music, there's so often sections where it's the same and then it goes a little bit different. And that takes you to a whole other section. And so I call those traps. And so I get really excited when I'm practicing and I find a trap where it's the same, but it goes, the first time it goes here and the second time it goes here. And I mark those with colors, actually, so my music is kind of a mess. So here's a trap. So it's marked with an orange asterisk. And that tells me that it's the same as, right before it, it's the same as this. And this one goes here, and this one goes here. This is "And the Glory of the Lord" from Redeemer. And this one was really hard to memorize. You can tell from all the colors. So I mark the traps, and I just have to know them with my mind because my fingers know both ways. Also, this one was just really tricky where there weren't necessarily traps, but there were just places where for some reason, I just can't remember what this place is. And for some reason, I just can't ever remember without my brain like really locking in and focusing. I can't remember what comes here and what comes here. I don't know why it's so difficult. And so I just mark those in red, and I'm like, you just have to know those. And then sometimes when it's, for my brain, when it's like the same, well, it's a little different, but it actually doesn't go to a new place. It's just a little different. So it's better when there's variety, but it actually doesn't truly matter because it's not going to take you to page 3 instead of page 2. I just mark it with a circle. Like I should know that this is different this time than when it comes here. It's different, but it doesn't necessarily take me to a different place. So I'm not going to worry that much about it. So those kind of things really help me to memorize. And then before I perform a song, I'll review what those places are that my brain just has to remember. And I'll also just kind of practice a lot extra on those trouble spots. So just really know your music with your mind in addition to your fingers and your ear. That's my tip number 11. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I should play something. I'll just demonstrate. I'll demonstrate a trap. So the trap I showed you, here's the first time. So here's the last page. So my brain just has to know that, that particular place, the first time it's this way and the second time it's this way. And I will go back and forth and practice both ways. So my music is full of traps, and great rejoicing when I find them when I'm practicing instead of on stage, when I've just messed up and gone to the wrong page. See you tomorrow.